Hello everybody. How are you? I hope you are well in this time, and I hope you are all using your hand sanitizer, washing your hands, and wearing your facial masks. It is very important. So today, instead of your usual class, you're going to be writing an essay. I know, you don't like doing it, but I will help you as much as I can. I will offer you ideas, and I will show you at least the brainstorming and outline portion of the essay process. So our question today is making a mistake a good or bad thing? Now, we consider mistakes as failures and failure as the ultimate bad thing. But what if we take a look at it differently? What if we think of it as a good thing? Now, how can making a mistake be a good thing? This is what we're going to think about today. So, we have our opinion. Making mistakes is a good thing. So, I'm going to write that out. And sometimes I will embolden the important parts. So making mistakes is a good thing. This is your position. The transitions you already know. Firstly, secondly, lastly. You can also write finally, thirdly. Now is the hard part. What good can come of failure? Well, the number one thing that we're going to look at is that when you make a mistake, you don't forget about it. You know what went wrong. So you learn from those mistakes or failures that you have made. It may take time, but you get that experience from it. So point one is going to be very simply, we can learn from our mistakes. Now, the detail has to be an explanation as to why, how can we learn from our mistakes? So when we fail or make mistakes, we learn what went wrong, as I said before, and as a result, we avoid making the wrong choices in the future. This is the first part. In the second part, you can include a kind of example if you do choose this opinion. So, let's begin. When we fail or make mistakes, we learn what went wrong. This part is important. We learn what went wrong, and as a result, we avoid making the wrong own choices in the future. Okay? Now, as an example, maybe some of you have made mistakes, or most probably on your VOCA tests. But what do? If you make too many mistakes, you have to do the retest. What do? You find out what your mistake was, and you practice writing the correct form of the word. So, we add this to our detail, and we get a more concrete point that we can add into the essay. So, for example, if you make a mistake, such as this one right here, if you make a mistake on your VOCA tests, what do? You review the correct spelling and practice it. Until you write it correctly. And if you want to make a really good essay, you can even put in an expression. And one expression is, it is as the expression goes. Practice makes perfect. The first time you do something, it may not be perfect right away. So you need to practice. And in practice come mistakes and failures. Second point. Now let's think about what happens after we make an achievement. What happens when we stop making those mistakes and start turning them into successes? The resulting feeling is that we become more confident. We become more confident and are able to attempt new things. So point 2, in bolded, we become more confident. Same for point 1. Detail. Why? So after we fail a number of times, eventually we do succeed. And after success, comes confidence. So what's important here? Eventually, we do succeed. And after success comes confidence. Now, this is a very short detail. We can add a bit more. So, after experiencing confidence, following a previous mistake, it also creates a positive mental state. And what this is good for is for the next time we attempt to do something that we've never done before. So it creates a more positive mind state for future difficulty. This is very important. You can also include an example here of a time that you failed and then started to become more confident, because it really spreads out to other areas of your life. You start out with difficulty, get better, and then it makes you want to try new things. And that's going to lead us into point 3 here. So you can include any examples. So for example, you fell down riding a bike many times, but eventually you learned how to ride it and never fell down again. Then maybe you become interested in trying to ride a different kind of transportation vehicle. So you know that you learned to ride the bike, and that's fine. Maybe you will go to learn how to ride a skateboard or drive a car, something like that. So please write an example here. Now, I'm not saying that you should copy this essay brainstorming an outline. It's better for you to write it on your own and to have your own opinion. Do not plagiarize, which means stealing other people's work. Okay, that's too easy. I want you to really think if making a mistake is a good or bad thing in your own words. Okay? So, point 3. You have a positive mind state for future difficulty. What that leads to is a more enriched life. What do I mean by that? I mean that we get experiences, we gain experience, and we learn new skills from those mistakes and failures. So we will write that down. We gain experience and new skills. When we make mistakes, It is because we are trying something new. Trying something new. What is that? That is an experience. So what? Why do we care? Experience is important in life because it shapes who we are. It creates our personalities. It makes us stronger or weaker. If you try new things and gain experience and gain skills, it makes you a better person. At least that is my opinion. So I will include that in my essay. Experience is important in life because it shapes who we are and what we can do. Experience teaches us, for example, what we can do well and enjoy, as well as what we find difficult. And what we dislike. This is important here. Okay. Now, the final conclusion to this point and paragraph. The more different experiences we have, good or bad, the more skills we will learn. Along the way. Failure makes us stronger as people. Okay? And now we need a conclusion. Very simple. In conclusion, making mistakes is important because we learn from them, we become more confident, and gain experience and new skills. And that is all. At any time, you can rewind this video, take a look at these ideas, see if you want to write an essay based on this kind of outline and opinion, or maybe you could say failure is a bad thing. You can argue that, for example, failure is a bad thing because it can create a low feeling of self-esteem. If you fail too often, you will think that you are not good at anything. But in my opinion, going through that failure until you reach success is the best way to approach life. Alright, so this is the end, and I hope you write a good essay for me next week. Okay, stay safe and make mistakes. Bye-bye.